This episode of Scam Nation brought to you by our friends over at RAYCON. Head on over to buyraycon.com/scamnation. Get 15% off noise isolating, deep, rich bass earbuds that you can wear every day, and they're comfy as could be. What's that you're saying? Sorry, can't hear you. Busy listening to my earbuds.
Well, I didn't say anything. Didn't.
Oh, wait, did you really say something? I didn't.
No, you're good.
No. Toast, 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 toast. All right, we're gonna try something different. Also, what has happened to you over the last year? When we started a year and a half ago, you were this sweet little 12-year-old girl, and now you look like you're about to develop superpowers.
I hit 13, now I'm a teenager.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Changed.
Fine. So we're gonna do something kind of backwards. I'm gonna teach you a principle, and then I'm gonna teach you how to make it into a bar scam, okay? So in this case, have you ever heard of something called a Cartesian diver?
No.
Okay, good. So if I drop this ketchup packet in here, you think it'll sink or float?
Float.
And why is that?
Because I say so.
Well, okay, all right. I mean, no wrong answers in improv. Well,
Hey!
you're right. now, here's the thing about a Cartesian diver, right? Right now, the reason it's floating is there's some amount of air in this packaging that is making the entire thing lighter than the water. But as you squeeze it, what's gonna happen?
It's gonna sink.
Well, you're saying that just because you know how bar scams work. But yes, you're right. What'll happen is the air will compress and the entire thing will become heavier than the water. So as you squeeze it, it should, there we go.
Yeah.
So you can actually control it going up and down. Here, give that a try. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so this is called a Cartesian diver. It's a way to measure relative pressure. And in this case, you're directly affecting the pressure with your hand. Explain to me, as you understand it, why that worked.
Because it's density and there's air and pressure.
Okay, those are 3 words that you heard me say, but I'm not entirely sure that you understand why they worked.
You know.
So what happens is, as you increase the pressure, the amount of space taken up by the air reduces, which makes the whole thing more dense, which makes it heavier than the water, which makes it go down, right? Yo, man, let's talk about our friends over at RAYCON. Reasonably priced earbuds that won't break the bank, that have deep, rich bass, beautiful sound, noise isolation, and that aren't going to make you terribly afraid that you're gonna drop one. Because if you do, guess what? You can buy like 3 more before you start paying those stupid high-end prices that the other jerks are charging. I'm telling you, man, there's a reason everybody loves RAYCON, and it's because you get the quiet confidence of a discreet pillbox shape that sits in your pocket, that charges with 6+ hours per day of Bluetooth bliss. That's right. I'm not sure if I can copyright that, but I should. RAYCON is where you want to go. Buyraycon.com/scamnation. You'll be supporting this very show. You'll get 15% off at checkout. And most importantly, you'll be getting groovy tunes or awesome audiobooks or listening to me talking right now. Oh my God, some of you right now are hearing my voice on your RAYCONs. That's all right. Turns out you can make Cartesian divers out of other things as well. Here, we're gonna take 3 of these match heads and break them off. Go ahead and drop 3 of them in there, but before you do, I want you to place your bet. Do you think they will float or sink?
This time they will sink.
You think they'll sink?
Because, trick question. I lied. They're gonna float.
Okay, well, toss them all in there because I'm gonna place a bet that 1 will sink, 1 will float, and 1 will stay suspended right in the middle.
What?
If I'm right, would that be worth buying me a drink?
Yes, because they're all the same thing, so that would...
So yes, they do look like the same thing. You rip off a match head, you think it's pretty much the same as another match head. But in that match head are a bunch of little pockets of air. And air can be compressed, right? And there's no way that all 3 of these have the exact same amount of air in them. So which means when we do the same trick that we tried with the ketchup packet, when we increase the pressure, what's gonna happen?
1 will be down here, 1 will be in the middle, and 1 will be at the top.
Why?
Because they have different amounts of air.
Oh, you're so good. Okay, so now there is one thing about this. You have to give it a little bit of time to let it kind of soak in on there, but then you're just gonna squeeze And the more you squeeze, oh, wait a minute. Right?
Yeah.
So now, this one is the one that's the most saturated. And you can tell that I'm able to control it. I can let it go up by releasing. I can force it down by going down. So this one will go all the way to the bottom. And I'm gonna wait for one of the other two.
Oh.
There it is. So we got one down at the bottom. We got one in the middle.
Kind of, yeah.
Kinda. So the way I learned this was with a glass bottle, and you would put your thumb on top and push down. And the nice thing was that you had very precise control because the glass isn't gonna flex the way a plastic bottle was. But since we're working with a plastic bottle, we're probably gonna have to either do some superhuman strength that seems to have worked,
Kind of.
or we can use some mechanical devices. So the idea is, as the pressure goes up, what happens?
The density happens, and then it goes down or up.
As it gets more dense, what happens?
It compresses, and
Yes.
they have air. So it's
Yes.
like, I kind of feel like sinking.
Look at that. So at this point, we got one that's gonna head all the way down. Of the three, one has to be the most dense, one has to be the least dense. So now your game plan is to get it tight enough. You got it, you got it.
No, you try.
No.
No, like, you actually try. Oh,
Right?
there.
So what do we have?
Okay, so this one's going to the middle. You already have one at the bottom, and this one's gonna stay floating.
That's
Nice.
right. So basically, we have three different types of Cartesian divers. And your ridiculous bet pays off, where you got one that floats in the middle, one up top, and one at the bottom.
Perfect. So I'd have to buy you a beer.
You realize I'm gonna have to open a bar just so that I can make it legal for you to buy me beers.